I've seen a lot of like freshman double XL commentary over the past couple months. So I might do this 2022, might be 2023. Let's look back 10 years and just figure out, where these artists are now. Do they live up to the hype? Because do they even still do double XL freshman lists?
They do, but over the years, it's just become less and less. I guess respected.
No one's buying magazines.
No one's buying magazines, and then the caliber of artists they select just become less and less impressive over the years. So no one really takes it as seriously as they used to.
Agreed. So that's why I thought it was even better for those reasons to do a look back. Especially, the 2011 one included like Meek Mill,
that
Kendrick
was
Lamar,
wild. Wiz, I think.
And no, that was Meek Mill, Kendrick, and Mac Miller were the top. And Ye Wolf was also part of that.
Yellow Wolf,
sorry. Yeah, so like those four in itself. So it was intriguing to see like the following year, which is this list that we have now. Because like I was like, dude, did they reach for this? Because I feel like even when they were making the 2011 list, you knew those guys were stars. So like, if you need to top it, how do you top it the following year? So let's go through the list real quick, and we can jump into the individual names. So first one, Future, all right, Kid Ink, Danny Brown, French Montana, Roscoe Dash, who you and I had a fucking full deep dive when I was over there, Macklemore, Don Tripp, Machine Gun Kelly, Hobson, and Iggy Azalea. So on the surface, bro, looking back 10 years, pretty impressive fucking list.
Yeah, no, this list is like spot on as far as, I guess, scoping out who the superstars in their own right would be. Because pretty much everyone here is still relevant in some way today, mostly musically, obviously, but like they have different fan bases, but for different reasons as far as what they bring to the table musically.
Correct. So I would say one, and you could jump into one that made sense, like, or you're confused about now or impressed by today. So for me, I would say, because I remember 2012 vividly as far as like my love for French Montana. Like I was like, bro, this Arab dude from the Bronx, bro, these beats are crazy that he's picking. Everything seems like a fucking hood anthem. The mixtapes were fire. But, bro, if you would have told me that guy would be a multi-millionaire 10 years later, have Grammy Awards, have one of the biggest songs with Unforgettable with Sway Lee. Yep. Dude, shout out to Sway Lee though, bro. Unforgettable and like Sunflower, dude. He could never make a song again with those two songs, bro. That's insane. Yeah. But if you would, I never saw that for French Montana. So again, we both said to do like his last two albums have been like whatever. But bro, still the catalog and the career and the impact is wild. So I think they probably overachieved with French Montana because there's no way making this list you're like, yo, this guy's gonna be this in a decade.
Yeah. For sure. And I think the first time I heard of him, maybe towards the end of college or something, but he had a song, I think, called New York Minute. And it had a very classic New York feel to it. I was impressed by it, but it didn't scream to me, oh, this is a superstar of some sort who's going to be around for decades or whatever. I thought he was just going to be a cool New York dude who blends into the scene, is mainly popular in New York or by like hip hop heads, and it kind of stops there. I didn't expect him to evolve to like this mogul level.
And globally. Because when I first heard, I'm like, yo, you're going to be local, but you're going to be the shit in New York. And I'm like, wow, this guy, to think he came out 10 years ago and is still relevant. He's relevant, in a hip hop sense, but the impact he's had over the last 10 years is crazy. Dude, I wanted to jump into this because like I was surprised that there was more hits than expected. So Kid Ink. So when you think of Kid Ink over the last decade, like what comes to mind?
So for me, I was actually like, he was one of my favorite artists. I think this might have been 2010 or 2011, actually. I think it was before he like linked up with Chris Brown and released fucking 50 hits in a row.
Yo, they had so many songs together, bro.
Yeah. He had a couple mixtapes, that I came across. And I think around this time, like, I mean, Drake was already hot, but like to me, Kid Ink was like the other melodic rapper that made music of a similar vibe. And yeah, I was really into his music, and then he came out and then did all the stuff with Chris Brown. But I think he obviously blew up to a huge level, but I think overall his music was just too cookie cutter to really create, a core fan base that was like, I'm going out to all the shows and fucking with him and waiting for new releases and stuff. I know he's still like in the scenes.
Yeah, I think he actually just dropped a couple songs with Wiz.
Yeah, no, he's still producing music and pumping it out. It all sounds great, but I think he never expanded out into other areas musically or even business wise, maybe, as far as I can tell.
But then going back to you, when you heard him those first couple of years with all those hits, what were you thinking the end result was going to be?
Honestly, I didn't really foresee much beyond that outside of, maybe he'll continue working with Chris or put out similar hits. But in the back of my head, I was like, he can't just keep doing songs of this vibe, because the DJ Mustard beats sounded identical over time. So I'm like, eventually people are going to get sick of these beats. I don't know if you sent me a TikTok or I saw it, but someone made a joke about how, during that era, DJ Mustard beats like sounded completely the same.
Really? That wasn't me, but that's funny.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I felt about it. I was like, I don't know, like there's got to be something where it evolves.
Yeah, and I think the comment you made about like cookie cuttery, like it's that makes perfect sense to me, because I forgot that his song that peaked the most on the Billboard charts was the song that he's featured on with Fifth Harmony, and like Worth It, like
that one, yeah.
Bro, that is like the most like, generic hip hop pop song ever created, bro. And I'm like, oh, that would be him, because that really was like the sound he was going for. Yeah. But then, dude, I forgot about that song he has with was it Dej Loaf? Be Real.
Oh yeah, Be Real,
bro. So even like that was a banger. You know what I mean? Like that was 20 weeks on the charts, peaking at 43. Dude, so he had a few songs, man. But I think to your point, it just like, it kind of like, what makes you different than like, I don't know, bro. I'm showing my age here, but like when Memphis Bleak does this generic hip hop pop song, you know what I mean? It's just like, these two songs stand out, but it's just like the majority of the catalog was just like very like redundant and like, again, like it's just the same.
It's like Flow Rider ish.
Right. Oh, dude, for sure.
Yeah. It's like not like bad.
He's like
music.
The LA Flow Rider. Like he's just like,
But I think at least from a hip hop standpoint, you want to hear the story of the individual and like their perspective on things. And if your raps are super commercial and anyone could essentially rap it and have it make sense, then I think it's hard to create a fan base, because you don't have much to latch onto other than the music sounds good.
Correct. Like, exactly. I did that. Nothing else needs to be added. That's a great point. So another one here. I guess to just talk about like the fucking, like the weight of this alone. So looking at Future, dude, godfather of trap music. I mean, is that fair to say like right now? Like that's just like.
I'd say so, for sure.
Yeah, like, dude,
everybody
I'm telling
nowadays.
You, the first time I heard Future in 2012, there's no way I'm thinking this mumble rap dude's gonna win Grammys for best writer and all this shit. So bro. Speaking of overachieving, so I guess
one quick note too is I think during that time too, I recall seeing a video or something of T-Pain basically calling him out and saying that Future doesn't know how to use autotune properly.
Oh wow. So
I'm like, not only did I not think he would blow up to this level, but people saying he doesn't know how to use autotune or whatever. But now every new rapper's like, Future is my idol. Roddy Ricch, Juice WRLD, everybody, bro.
Like, dude, he came in 10 years ago and literally like runs shit now, which is, dude. And again, I love Future, bro, but I definitely did not envision that. Honestly, I remember someone made like a funny like animated like internet video about him in the booth making fun of him. And it was just like the producer like yo, he's trying to sound like 2 Chainz, bro. We don't need another 2 Chainz. And like, and it's just like, bro, like, again, he's not gonna say this shit on camera, but I think if you pull 2 Chainz aside and you ask him, yo, whose career would you want, yours or Future's? He's taking Future's, bro. Like, if you're being honest, like, obviously everyone loves their life and everyone has different goals, but bro, like, if I could swap careers with someone and I'm 2 Chainz, yeah, I'm taking Future's career, bro.
Yeah, same.
Who do you think is the biggest disappointment on this list?
Probably Iggy Azalea. I can't say I was ever a fan of her music, really, but I think the industry spoon fed the shit out of her to everyone, and she had hits, and T.I. was on every interview backing her because I think he signed her. And I was just like, there's no way she's gonna disappear and like just straight up not really make music. And it's just crazy to me to see her kind of go this like more influencer, like internet model route, as opposed to producing music, because I didn't really expect that. I'm like, she has too many hits to disappear so rapidly. It's like she was on the scene, then they made fun of her with that like weird freestyle on stage. That was like when the pot and I put it in the pot, and then she just disappeared like a week later.
Yo, that was cancel culture just starting, bro, because that was wild. Like, it's like, yo, yeah, that shit went viral and she was out of here. But dude, I agree with all that, bro. It was that if you would have told me Iggy, because dude, I know she was on the freshman list, like on this magazine, but bro, she was already popular in Australia. So like, if you really kind of knew of her for like 4 or 5 years before that, so you're thinking like, oh fuck, now America fucks with you, bro. You're tall, blonde, body's crazy, and your songs aren't terrible, bro. You're about to destroy this shit. So honestly, like, when I first saw it, if I would have first seen this list back in 2012, I'm thinking she's gonna be the biggest one 10 years later. There's no way Iggy Azalea is not the biggest fucking artist in 2022.
Yeah, no, that's a great take. I probably would have assumed the same as well. Especially because, I mean, let's be real, like, she's a white artist who tapped into the hip hop scene. And we all know, like, once that happens and you have a few hits under your belt, it's really easy to market yourself. But I think she played too into the like ghetto white girl image or whatever. I think people are accusing her of having a black scent and like just trying too hard. And I think that kind of fucked with I guess her reputation within the hip hop scene, because she should have probably been marketed more pop if she's going to maintain that success, I guess. That's fair.
Yeah, because even after a while, we're like, bro, who are you even trying to be right now? You know, like, do you even know, kind of a thing? Like, what are we trying to get? That's fair.
Yeah.
So I guess like the biggest controversy of this whole list, because again, literally, like, I think about like NFL or sports drafts, like, bro, like, if you have 10 picks, you know, you're not going to get everyone right? Like, so like, I would even say like, obviously the ones that stand out are like Hopsin and Don Tripp. Bro, most people listen to this podcast have no idea who the fuck that is, bro. And that's okay, bro. Like, in 2012, they had apparently a couple mixtapes that were banging, and you're just going to add it to the list. Like, these are all not meant to be a 10 out of 10. But what I would say is, dude, the ones that like are crazy to me, Roscoe Dash, from like a culture perspective, bro, he was so beloved from like 2012 to 2015, really. Yeah. For him to not even be remotely relevant in music just hurts me. Like, am I shocked? Yeah. Maybe not shocked. But like, damn, bro, like, we really like, fucked with him when he was out here making music. And it just sucks that he's not really around like that making music and stuff.
Right. Yeah, you showed me that.
Or at least not to the level that we're used to, at least.
Right. And you showed me that one song when you flew to SF. I forget the name of it. Like, Wiz was on it.
Oh, dude, Wiz, Fab, dude, Kevin Hart was in the video. Like, bro, this dude was killing it, man.
Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay, like, just in the No Hands. Like, he's just the focal point of all these hits too. Like, you waited for the hook, and like something about the way he like layered his vocals or something just made the song full and fun. And he just seemed like a good energy. And then again, to have him just disappear off the scene seems odd, especially because I feel like his melodic style just fits very well in the current sound. So I'm not too sure what he's up to now, but hopefully he makes a comeback of some sort.
Yo, or maybe he's writing for other people, because he also gave me like
true.
that was it Jeremiah like vibe? Like maybe he's like more behind the scene guy and like not really a front of the camera guy. So we'll see. And then I guess another one that I wanted to touch upon before we get out of here, bro, the dude Macklemore, right? So again, if you would have told me when they made this list that Macklemore is going to be the only one on this list with the best rap album Grammy in his hands, I was like, you're crazy, right?
Yeah.
But honestly, I think that was the worst thing that ever happened to him, because I truly think, because bro, say whatever you want to say, bro, we were bumping his shit. Like we can say he's corny or whatever, but bro, his songs we enjoyed. But I think him being now you win that award and you're the face of hip hop, I think the whole culture was like, no, bro, we like you way too much. Get the fuck out of here. Because I really think, bro, if he was just nominated, bro, and lost to someone else, I think he's still making music. I think he became uncomfortable. Like, oh, fuck, bro. Like, I'm too big. Like, I don't even know what to do with this pressure. I don't know. What are your thoughts on on him in general?
No, I agree with that. I think, and it's interesting. I want to get into even Machine Gun Kelly, because I feel like whiteness is very interesting within hip hop and like projecting the success of the artist. I think with Macklemore, like his music was very, I guess, good-hearted, kind-hearted, and had a positive message and everything.
Yeah, to your point about Iggy, not to cut you off, but like he wasn't trying to be he wasn't trying to sound black. Like, dude, it was just a white boy like enjoying hip hop and making good music. Right.
But I think it was almost like too far left. It was like too apologetic and woke, like before woke was even really a thing. And I think sure there's like the anti-traditional hip hop people who are, you know, like I'm sure like middle-aged moms and shit, you know, would bump Macklemore because it was like the friendly, safe, positive hip hop that you know, they could listen to. But I don't think in the grand scheme of things hip hop really gave a shit. It was like more pop, but it was like the opposite of Iggy, who was like the try hard, I'm hood, you know, girl who should have been more pop. And then Machine Gun Kelly, like he started off as like the super hood dude who was doing the Wild Boy song. And I heard him in interviews. He's like, since I'm white, like I can't really talk about hitting licks and all the crime and shit I did because people just won't believe me because I look like a fucking rock star, like goth kid or whatever he was.
Right.
And now he fucking went that route and he's like bigger than fucking half the people on this list. So
dude,
I think the white folks have to find their lane.
Besides Future, bro, he probably might be the most relevant music-wise. Like I would think Machine Gun Kelly's more relevant music, not hip-hop wise, but music-wise in French Montana right now.
Oh yeah.
But it's because, to your point, like he went against the shit that he said he was never gonna do. Like he's like, no, he did become a rock star, which is fine. But if you would have told me back then, I would have thought he's just staying in his hip-hop lane. Bro, he's done in like 3 or 4 years. But the fact that, dude, good for him, bro. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, if he's enjoying making this music, like, good for you. But I think that definitely prolonged his career, and you know, he is what he is right now.
Yeah, for sure. And I hate to talk about this dude for like the 50th time, but I think Jack Harlow is kind of the persona that you need in this day and age if you're gonna like survive as the commercial mainstream artist that's just insanely successful. It's like the guy who doesn't take himself too seriously, but still can, you know, hop on beats with like a Drake or Future and do his thing and kind of blend in. Like you can't be on the extremes of I'm too nice and apologetic and woke. I'm also not too hood and, you know, a wannabe. I'm like in the middle and I just kind of fuck with everybody.
Yeah, no, that's fair, dude. That's fair. But dude, a insane back-to-back list as far, and we could probably do some more deep dives in this throughout the rest of the year and go into next year. But to go from 2011 and then to come back on to 2012 with this list is pretty wild, bro. So, dude, if anything, we can do 2013 next week and just see, like, bro, like, dude, this was the reach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm down. No, let's keep it going. I think this is interesting to see where these people ended up.
Yeah, for sure.